Hello everyone. First and foremost, I'd like to say very thank you for those people who just came on board. So we did the trace. We have about 90 over new subscribers and they are all from Singapore. So thank you so much. So that will only means that perhaps what I'm sharing is very relevant to you. So today I'm going to share another topic. Now this is a topic which I feels that a lot of people tends to overlook, and this is also a very common topic for new and experienced agent. And when they come to me, they will always ask me this question. Now, Bobby, I don't have leads. Okay, let me start off with this. In my opinion, in our business, there's no such thing as we don't have leads. Now, if you really start to interview a lot of people who close a deal, let's say they close a deal, many of them can be from referrals, many of them can be from simply because there are people who knows that they are in real estate business. They got their license, they put it up on social media and say, hey, I'm actually gotten my license, I'm a real estate people. And then somebody will call them and say that, okay, so yeah, now you have a license, do you do buy, rent, or sell? Now, there are people who do roadshow. Roadshow meaning, like, example, they pull out a banners or maybe in shopping center. So generally they stand there and look at somebody. When somebody approach them to their banners, and then they will ask, oh, so you're looking at this banner now, is it because you're looking for some prizes, or my banner talks about a new launch? Are you interested to find out more? Now, down to simply you could be just eating dinner or lunch at a food court, and you can actually just speak to anyone to the left and to the right if you really wish to. And the last thing I just want to think of, which is also a true case study, that there was once one of the unit, I remember it was a Pullman residence. One of the agent, he is a Grab driver, and one day he brought somebody down and he managed to close the deal. I mean, for Pullman residents, we are talking about $3 million, $4 million property. It's brand new. So I went to ask that gentleman, I said, how do you actually get this buyer? And he said that, no, I was just doing my routine because I'm a Grab driver, yet, I'm a part-timer. So what happened was I spoke to the guy. He said that he's going to show flat. From there, I just talk about it and did mention that, in our company, we have certain consumer seminar, and I do heard about what you mentioned, which is Pullman residences. So with that, he just offered, if you want, I think I'm able to arrange the appointment and I can get some good agents to actually guide you. So in another, we call that a tagger. Now, long story short, after that, he made some phone call and some arrangement was being made. He came down. So he came down, we did the presentation, and voila. So that gentleman bought within a week. They bought a $3.6 million property. Now, I would not review how much is the commission, but these are the things that I can tell you. Prospecting, it is not rocket science. It is not that difficult. Okay? It has to do with your mindset. Like, do you see as whether you have the opportunity to talk to somebody, are you adventurous enough to actually engage a conversation? So let me put in the second case study. I still remember it was then I was doing a EC roadshow. I remember I was the chief for one of the project. It was an EC roadshow, and then we bring our leaders to go down, and I was sitting at a coffee shop, and one of the guy came. We were talking about prospecting. So I was telling him, say that, prospecting, it is the most easiest thing, because in our business, what is difficult is not prospecting. What is difficult is follow-up. Follow-up is more difficult. This is the most difficult part in our business, which I will not address now. I'll just focus back to prospecting. I told that agent to say that prospecting is so easy. It's all about being adventurous, wanting to engage, don't be lazy, having the mindset of feeling anybody around you is an opportunity. Therefore, I was just eating and I just turned to the right side. I remember it was an auntie. Of course, I think she's about 60 plus. So I just turned, hi auntie, how is your lor mee? Because they are having lor mee. I said, auntie, how's your lor mee? Oh, lor mee 好吃, 好吃. I said, oh, okay, I'm so happy. Me too, I have my chicken rice. I think the food here is really nice. Oh, yeah. So the auntie looks at me and says, so why are you here? And I just told auntie, because you're here, we're doing a road show. So there is a new launch coming, new EC coming out. I tell you, EC nowadays is so cheap. Really. Now, if only you haven't buy a property, I will really force you to buy one. So that's how I cracked the joke. And she was laughing. No lah, I already lah, I cannot. Well, you may have your property, but perhaps you've got friends or relatives that you can introduce to me. We can work together, So that's basically how I speak to her. And on the later part, she said that, well, actually my son do have intention, and I heard that my son is interested to look at property. Wow, immediately, we were like turning back. Okay, now tell me a bit about your son. Okay, so long story short, the conversation struck. We exchanged the number, and we got the number of the son as well. Now, guys, ladies and gentlemen, this is called prospecting. Now, whether did we close the deal later, which I recall, I don't think we closed, because end of the day, the son do have another preferred agent. And after he told us he had a preferred agent, we did not continue to follow up closely. We did not continue. I rephrase. That agent did not, because I passed the lead to that agent. For me, you need to follow up closely. Now, it's very easy for people who did not follow up closely. However, if any agents want you prospect and you're able to follow up closely to a lead, the probability for you to close the deal is very, very high. I would say easily 70% and above. So with this 2 case study of the Grab driver and while eating in the market, speaking to anybody in random, I would just want to give you guys the confidence. Prospecting is the most easiest thing in our business. Really the most easiest thing. You need to be adventurous. Now, when we talk about prospecting, sometimes when you join the business, I feel that many times people tend to be misled. Prospecting has been seen as when you come on board, you need to have $20,000-$30,000 to spend money on social media, spend money on pay-per-click, Facebook, flyers, mailers. This, in my coaching or my methodology, I call this passive. This is a very passive engagement. So when you spend money on all these things, to me, it's like, imagine that in war zone, you lay the landmine on the ground. Once you lay it, it's not like you throw flyers, that's a landmine. If somebody call you, bam, somebody triggered. Okay, so a lot of people, when they join the trade, they're being told that you need to have a lot of money on here. If not, you wouldn't be able to get leads. In another, you cannot start a business. Now, I have to agree that having money is important, but most of the case today, if you talk about the experienced agent, you talk to them, so when you get a customer, you'll hear this a lot, it is from referrals. Now, referrals starts not from because you throw flyers. Referrals start because you start to do the right thing. Now, what I'm going to tell you next is extremely important. Focus to do the right thing since the day one of your business. Now, I'm coaching one of the my agent. Basically, he was telling me he used to be a profession as a lawyer. And he says that, when I come on board, I want to do certain things. And he was telling me that, he heard from a friend, we need to throw flyers, tell him marketing, go and join projects, etc. Which I feel that is very time consuming and money draining. You really have to spend money and time. Therefore, I asked back this agent of mine, I say that, are you willing to spend your time and money, especially money, on this? But do remember, if you are not equipped with ability, strength, connections, qualifying, knowing your products, timeline, let's say you don't have knowledge, it can be very difficult when somebody call you after you throw $10,000. So what I'm trying to say right here is, the fundamental is really, really important. But if you want to do a form of prospecting another way, it is not about throwing money first. You don't throw money first. What do you do right here? You can build personal branding or positioning. That's where I started to talk to him and ask him, now tell me about which portals are you more familiar with? And I start moving into personal videos and how comfortable he is. And he told me that he's not really comfortable. Therefore, I approached him in a few manner, finally to agree, took me a while for me to agree that he says that yes, I'm going to do a video, because if I'm going to do a door knocking session, it is the same thing. If you do a door knocking session, what's the end goal? you want to talk to somebody. When you talk on social media, what's the end goal? You want to talk to somebody and somebody talks to you. Isn't that the same? But if you are doing social media videos, if you do it correctly, generally, you are sitting in the comfort of the room with aircon. But when you do door knocking, you are meeting the owner. The angle can be the same. But there's maybe just one difference. If you do a door knocking and meet somebody, you do have an opportunity to go into their house to see what's the house like. But there is something that I've done before, that I've hacked the system. So we were doing some online stuff, and then somebody called me and said that I'm interested. Then I said, can I come down to see your house? He said, sure. But I remember that was the time I need to travel. So I said, why don't we do this? You're at home. Can you use your WhatsApp video and just show me your house? The seller is more than happy to go and how you show me what he do. And after the end of the whole session, I asked him, do you feel like a property agent yourself? He said, yeah. And he got really excited. So again, this is just one episode that we have done that we create and build rapport in prospecting. Okay, so I hope by now you would have really understand. Prospecting comes in two ways. One is passive, one is active. Active is the one you consistently reach out, going to people, build the rapport. Passive is you throw money and see whatever comes back. So they are actually totally different. And I really hope this video will help you to wipe out the concept, thinking that, if I don't have $10,000, $20,000, I'm not able to start a business, which I'm confident to share with you is literally not true. A lot of people say that they got no leads. But my words of advice to them is because you did not prepare yourself well. A lot of people came into a business because sometimes they have this illusion or perspective, feeling that the business is easy and it's easy to make money. But in reality, this business requires more hard work than anyone else. You have to sacrifice your Saturday, Sundays. If those who have children, wherever there's holiday, you have to think hard and think twice if you want to spend time with your children and loved ones. You may not be able to go or traveling on the first year or even 2 years, because this is the period where your customer might be the most available. If you work for somebody, maybe by 9 to 5, by 5, 6 o'clock, you can say, I'm going to shut off my computers. I just want to have my me time. You can go for your networking, salsa lessons, just enjoy, chill. Tomorrow, start back again. And every month you get paid. But as a self-employed, I think the mindset is really different. Once you are into this game, you are not here to, okay, I'm a self-employed, I want to go for training. After I go for training, I'm going to execute what's been taught to me, then I'll have sales. I think this is not correct. As self-employed, you must be all ready to gear up yourself. Training is training, execution to give you result. It is not real estate. Training empowerment, networking empowerment, knowing people empowerment, self-study empowerment, going for CES consumer seminar, knowing who are the big boys, networking with them, empowerment. That is the thing to give you confidence. Now, with that confidence, when you speak to anybody, even you're eating at the food court, be it the auntie, uncle, or the young chap on the left or right, you have the conversation, you have the convenience, and most important, the confidence. The confidence, just turn around to talk to them. You have the confidence to tell them exactly what you want. And with all these things, leads will just fall all in place. Be it you spend money or you're talking to people. But people who are not adventurous, following, thinking that, if I follow ABC, I'll get a lead. I'll tell you, you will still get lead, especially when you spend money. But what is more difficult is after you've gotten the lead, how are you going to follow up with them? What are you going to tell them? How are you going to engage with them? A lot of people say that you're going to just send blind message. It is not true. The objection after getting a lead falls on two parties. Objection by the prospect, objection by yourself. I have met more people before even they start talking to people, they have already objected themselves. In other words, they have a mind block. And these people normally, they need a long series of counseling, I would say, to explain and for me to open up their mind, to be able to stay hungry, to stay willful, to stay aggressive. Okay, so I hope this video will give you a clear perspective that prospecting is not difficult. It is the easiest part in our business. What is difficult is follow up. So, if you like what we have shared with you, please help us to like, subscribe, and most important, comment and let me know your wish list. What kind of content which you would like us to create for you so you have a better journey in real estate. With that, I'll see you guys.